One of the most powerful things you can do as a candidate is prepare yourself to come off as a great values fit and culture fit for the company that you're interviewing with. And this is no different with CVS. However, the reality is most candidates do not do that. In today's video, I'm going to teach you everything you need to do to come off as a values fit in your interview with CVS to increase the likelihood of you getting the job. Now, this is video 5 in a 5-part series, so if this is the first video you're seeing of this, make sure when you're done, you go back and you watch all the other videos. You can find this in my How to Get a Job at CVS playlist. All right, let's get started. Now, if you want to come off as a great values fit with a company, you need to do two things. One, you need to understand what their values are. What is their purpose? What is their mission statement? And what are their core values? Okay, you need to do that. The second thing you need to do is actually demonstrate during the interview that you are in value alignment with them, that you would be a culture fit. In this video, I'm going to cover both of those things. Now, let's talk about their purpose. Now, CVS's purpose is bringing our heart to every moment of your health. And what this basically means is they're going to serve their customers compassionately. They understand that their customers are coming in because in all likelihood, they need something from them. And a lot of times it's something health related, beauty related, food related, but a lot of it is centered around healthcare. So what they want to do is they want to serve their customers in a compassionate way. Now let's talk about their values. Now CVS has 6 different values. Rise to the challenge, join forces, create simplicity, inspire trust, champion safety and quality. Now, these are great values and they all mean different things. I've added them right here, but you can also go onto their website and you can click on these and they'll bring out their specific definitions for you. Now, I would encourage you to do this. So you can go to their website, click on the About Us, go to their culture, their values, and read through what each individual one means to us. Now, this is the first step. If you can understand what their values are, what they mean to them, then it positions you to take the second step, which is demonstrating in an interview that you're a great culture fit. So how do you do that? I'm about to give you 4 different ways you can. Now, the first thing you can do is they're going to ask you, why do you want to work here, right? And what you can do is make your answer values related. Whenever a company asks you, why do you want to work here? You want to use the 50-50 rule. The 50-50 rule basically states the first 50% of your answer needs to be about why the company is a great fit for you, why you're attracted to them. And the second 50%, that needs to be about why the job is a good fit for your skill set. And that's anytime any company says, why do you want to work here? But with this specific example, the reason you would give is values related. So pick one of the values that is compelling to you and make that your, hey, why do you want to work here? And you answer that. That would look something like this. Well, that's a really great question. And there's a lot of reasons why I'd want to work for CVS, but I think one of the things that really stood out to me while I was doing my research for this interview is I was looking at your values. And your value of inspire trust really stood out to me. I think CVS does really important work helping people with their health. And I think that your value of inspiring trust, it really resonated with me because I think the work is really important. So your value system really matches with mine, and that's part of the reason I'm interested in pursuing this role. The other reason is I feel I'd be a really good fit because of my experience with A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Okay, you get it. And then you go on to explain. But that's the first strategy. Now, the next strategy is something I call value answer drops. And it's basically when they're asking you a question, any random question, and there's an opportunity to drop in one of their values into your answer, you do that, right? And you can even reference, one of your values is rise to the challenge. And for me, as an employee, I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to rise to the challenge and meet the needs of the customer every time they come in. If they have an issue, I want to be able to rise to that challenge and I want to be able to help them. You can do the same thing with Inspire Trust. When they say, hey, tell me about your experience there. And you can be like, when I worked at that company, the customers, they placed a lot of trust in me. Their needs were important. They were urgent. And just like your value of inspire trust, I always wanted to inspire trust with the customers I served because I knew my impact on them was significant, etc., right? But basically what you're doing there is you're picking out their values and you're inserting them into answers to demonstrate that there is alignment there, that the way you act is consistent with the way they'd want their employees to act if they were to be perceived as a culture fit. Now, the next strategy you can use is you can ask them, hey, why do you like working at CVS? Or what is it you love about working at CVS? This is good for a few reasons. One, asking this question is going to allow you to gauge the enthusiasm in which they answer, right? If they are very enthusiastic with their answer, it probably means it's a great place to work. If they're less enthusiastic, that would give me concern. But let's just go, for example, and say they are enthusiastic and they go through and they start telling you, I really love blank. A lot of times companies will talk about their culture and they'll talk about their values when they are answering this question. If they do that, that's a great opportunity for you to acknowledge that, affirm it, and state that you are similar in appreciating that value. So if they said, you said to them, hey, why do you like working here? And they go, there's a lot of reasons. I really like my store. I like my team. I like our commitment to inspiring trust. You go, I saw that on your value, I saw that on your website, one of your values was inspiring trust. I love that you mentioned that in your answer. That value really stood out to me as something that's important. I've always held that dear in roles because I want to inspire trust with the people who come in and, they rely on us to help them with their needs. So in past roles, I've always tried to inspire trust. So I love that you said that. And I love hearing that from a person and not just on a website. Something like that. It allows you to affirm, again, what they said, make a connection, and also, reiterate that you are also a person who believes in that value. Now, this next strategy is ASQ, and that's an alignment statement question. And basically what I'm referring to there is you're going to ask them a question, but before the question, you're actually going to have an alignment statement. So it would sound something like this. While I was on your website, one of the things that I noticed is your value, put people first. I really love that. That's something that I feel is really important in an organization. It's the type of organization I like to work for. Can you give me an example of a time where you've seen that value demonstrated in your store, right? That is how you use it. You start with a statement, and that statement aligns you to their values. And then you follow up by saying, hey, can you give me an example of a time you've seen this demonstrated in your store? Now, this gives them a great opportunity to share an example. And if they share an example, you want to double down on the fact that you value that, being like, wow, that's a really great example. I'm so happy to hear that from you because I love hearing that that's something that's part of your day-to-day practice at your store. That makes me even more excited to pursue this opportunity. Something like that. It's an easy way to demonstrate that you're a good fit. Now, one of the things you're going to need to do, if you do all this correctly, is you're going to need to learn how to negotiate compensation. That's why I made this video here. This video here is a full guide on everything you will ever need to know if you want to negotiate a better salary in your job offer. So I am done here, but I will see you over there.